Huge show on today's DNVR Broncos podcast. We've got our guy Brian Baldinger on, who knows the Eagles better than anyone to break down Broncos Eagles. Plus, we are talking about a big addition the Broncos might get, and we're looking at the Broncos defense against the Eagles offense and the Eagles defense against the Broncos offense. A huge show with the special announcement starting now. Happy Seantober, where Sean Payton and the Broncos take off. We're going to break down this Broncos-Eagles game. Got a special guest, Brian Baldinger, joining us. Got a special announcement, which we're about to get to. But first, I want to welcome you into the DNVR Broncos podcast, live from the Twitter Lounge, driven by our local Front Range Toyota stores. And we are presented by Bet365. Use that code DNVR365 when you sign up. Deposit $10, place a $5 bet, and you're going to get $200 in bonus bets right off the top. A great way to start your Thursday. And Henry, rocking and rolling with you is a great way for me to start my Thursday, heading in to a wild time for the Broncos, going into Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. Then they go straight to London right after the game, which we will be there for. And then the Broncos in London take on the Jets before coming home. No bye week. And playing the Giants with Jackson Dart. It's a huge time for the Broncos and a huge part of their season. Let's dive right into it. But I did mention London, Henry.
Yes.
And we've got a special announcement about London. We're going to bring in our guy, RK, to tell us about it. Special announcement. We are doing a live show in London 2 days before the game, October 10th. Friday night, 7:30 to 10 at King's Place. We're going to have RK, the number one fan.
Number one!
We're going to have Henry. We're going to have Benny Fowler and special guests.
And don't forget special guests.
And special guests. Make sure to join us. We got limited VIP tickets plus general admission seating. We want to see you there in London for an awesome show. Friday night, October 10th.
Number one!
8 days away from that London show. If you are going to be in London, we want to see you at this show. We've got two different tickets. We got VIP tickets, and then we've got general admission. It's going to be an awesome time. It's going to be Friday night. I'm sure drinks are going to be flowing, and we're going to be talking football. We have an awesome show planned with many special things about it that we don't want to reveal right now, but we want to see you there.
Yeah, it should be fun. We're selling tickets already. Broncos Europe guys are going to be there.
Yeah.
Always fun. Lexi's going to be there. I told her she does have to buy a ticket, but she will probably be there.
And
tickets are cheap. I don't know why she'd say no.
And Henry, I think they're even cheaper if you're a diehard.
Right, yes.
And so become a diehard now. And you are not only going to get a discount to our London show, but you're also going to get a really special deal that we've got going on right now. It's the intro deal that we're running at least for the next day or two. Maybe it'll be extended, but I'm not sure about that. And we've partnered with Branded Bills, where you can become a diehard and get this awesome Branded Bills hat. Branded Bills hats are top of the line. And come on, look at this one. You're repping DNVR. You're repping the Broncos with those awesome colors. It's a sweet looking hat. For $59, you get the hat, and you get the free t-shirt, and you get everything that we've got going on, all of our articles, all of our discounts on everything we do, including Henry just dropped an awesome article over at the DNVR.com. So you want to get in on that.
That's the first article I've ever read, actually.
Wow.
And it's actually like, I don't read articles.
Welcome to DNVR.com, you hear?
I
That's
got
so
a Die Hard.
offensive for you to say.
I got a Die Hard subscription. Like, I should probably read this. It was really good, and it was worth it.
Wow.
Like,
It was the rare blend of informative and accessible. Because sometimes they get just a little bit too dense. I think that one worked.
It actually calmed me down a little bit.
Oh,
It
good.
it relaxed me, and I really enjoyed it. Like, so go read that article. It's worth it.
It's like a drug, apparently. Your articles
Yes,
are like a
they
drug
are.
there, Henry. And if you don't want the Brandon Bills hat, which you should want it, we've got another intro offer where $39, you're getting all of our coverage. You not only support us, but you get a fantastic deal with that free t-shirt as well. So scan the QR code on the screen or go to thednvr.com/intro. All right, Henry, I want to send it out to one more person before you and I dive into this Eagles game, but we're sending it out to a familiar face with the Broncos who is now a Philadelphia Eagle. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Vic Fangio.
Vic!
There we go.
Uncle Vic
Good.
Fangio.
Everybody wants to hear from him.
Speaking of becoming a diehard and our shirts, Vic Fangio might be the only coach in like our entire company outside of Coach Prime that we have made a shirt
Right.
for.
Sean needs one.
It absolutely flopped.
We should make a Seantober
flopped.
shirt.
No one wanted a Vic Fangio
No.
shirt, but it was a sick shirt. It was like Vic as a
It was the Vic
mob
father.
boss. Yeah. The Vic father.
It was
the
something like that.
Godfather,
The
but it was
Godfather,
Vic wearing like a DNVR hat. And I gotta tell you, man. I mean, we do have some people in the comments who are like, Vic, but we also have Bad Moon in the comments saying I liked Vic.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, Vic is a hell of a defensive coordinator. Like,
He is.
if there's ever going to be someone in the Hall of Fame for what they did as an assistant and not anything they did as a head coach, Vic Fangio truly might get that nod at some point. I mean, he's going to end up being in the NFL for 40 years. He's going to be a coordinator for like 30 years. He doesn't have a Super Bowl, which is crazy. I apologize. He got a Super Bowl, his first Super
Right.
Bowl this past year.
Right.
So maybe that takes him over the top. But let's hear from Vic, because I think Vic is a perfect coordinator for Philadelphia, man. He's repping them, but this was Vic talking about Bo Nix. And I wonder if there's some jealousy in his answer talking about Bo. Let's hear from him.
I mean, he's a scrambler. He's a competitor. You know, he'll throw the ball in tight places. He runs their offense really well. I think Sean's done a great job bringing him along. And they got their quarterback for the future. You know, they looked long and hard for many years, and they've got one.
I sense a little bit of jealousy at
If
the end there.
if that doesn't get you run through a wall, what would?
Oh, dude, I don't know,
think
man.
that he looks pretty good.
Look
I
at
think that I like that he was saying nice things about Bo.
Yeah,
But Bo
yeah,
is
yeah.
that not the energy that gets?
I
guys
don't
going.
know,
Really?
man. I like Vic as a coordinator.
Yeah.
Obviously, it didn't
Yeah.
work out as a head coach, and maybe because he doesn't have the rah-rah fire-up speeches.
Yeah.
But like him rocking the old-school Eagles stuff, him rocking the Philadelphia hat. I saw some
Phillies,
Philly
yep.
fans saying like, yeah, no one wants to rock Philadelphia stuff in that building. But Vic is all about like players aren't they're all repping Yankees or Red Sox inside the building, but Vic's doing it. And yeah, we actually do have some people saying that they miss Vic here. Kanya Hydra in the Toyota chat.
Yes.
And I think that this is a little storyline that's gone under the radar a little bit this week is Vic facing his former team, Vic facing Sean. We talked about that a little earlier this week. And really the only other person, so this could be a revenge game for Vic on the Broncos side. This could be a revenge game for Alex Singleton,
Right.
because he started his NFL career with the Eagles, spent 3 years
Who did
there.
they choose instead? I used to know. I can't remember. There were two of those guys because of injury. He got into the lineup.
Yep.
And there are a couple of those young guys who both got opportunities.
He
I'll
led the
figure it
Eagles
out.
in tackles.
He did, yeah.
And then they chose the other guy, let Alex walk. Obviously, Broncos signed him. Broncos have had Alex for many years now. He's led the team in tackles for a long time. So these are kind of the connecting dots of this game, is Vic with the Broncos and Alex Singleton with the Eagles.
Yes. Yeah, it's interesting for coordinators because it means a lot to a coordinator, I'm sure, to see everybody run your systems, but it does mean that some guys get outdated really quickly. For example, like you see Mike McDaniel in Miami, and you're just like, oh my goodness, this offense is incredible. They were the number one offense in the NFL. They had all these things going for them, and then everybody else just kind of stole their stuff. And then everybody was doing all that stuff, and then defenses caught up, and they just really haven't had like an adjustment to then say like, oh no, now we do this too, and just consistently innovate and consistently stay ahead. With Fangio, he still runs that defense better than anybody else, and it's the defense that a lot of the league has gone to. I think even like you watch those Chargers, there's some similarities. It isn't the exact same, but you keep your safeties deep, you rotate them late, so you don't know what's going to happen. And he's made a career out of it. And to be able to put together good defense wherever you go counts for something. It's good for him.
It's the ultimate bend but don't break defense,
right?
In terms of just keeping everything in front of you, and then so you're okay with people going from the 20 to the 20. You wanted to do it slowly, no explosive plays, and how you build that defense is you say if you're able to go from the 20 to the 20 consistently and beat us with field goals. Okay, I mean that's how we are going to go into this game, and if you beat us with field goals, that means our offense isn't doing a good enough job, because once you get into the red zone, Vic Fangio's defense is elite. I mean, just like the Broncos are elite. I believe the Broncos have the best red zone defense, and I think the Eagles are the second best red zone defense in the NFL. So it's a really interesting dynamic going on here. We might see a lot of yards be put up by both teams, and it still be a low-scoring game because of this.
Other than the Eagles' offense has scored every time scored a touchdown every time they made it to the red zone.
That's
I think
true.
I think we just found the keys to the game. I think we just did it.
Is red zone?
I think it's got to be, right?
I think specifically yes, I think it's red zone, but I think specifically it is what you just mentioned. It's the best red zone defense in the NFL with the Broncos going up against the best red zone offense. And that's how the Eagles, and we talked about it yesterday, Henry, and we kind of disagreed how good the Eagles are. And when it matters the most, at the end of games, at the end of halves, in the red zone, on third down, on fourth down, the Eagles are great. They're elite specifically in the red zone, and that's what it's going to come down to. If the Broncos hold the Eagles to field goals, well, Broncos are going to win or have a very, very, very good chance of winning. But if the Eagles continue to be perfect, literally it's 11 trips to the red zone, 11 touchdowns, like you said yesterday, if they continue to do that, it's going to be hard, especially with the Eagles having a good red zone defense as well. I do think that final 20 yards of the field is the difference in the game right there.
Yeah, I mean, probably. And it's just tough when you have a team that the Eagles are talented. They're incredible in the important moments, but then they're just like, I mean, they're arguably not good when the moments aren't big, which like when you look at the stats, it balances out to overall, like the efficiency and all that. You're like, yeah, pretty mid team, as the kids say. But when you're really good in the most important moments, it's tough to put, like, there's just no box that you can put the Eagles into, They're just the Eagles, and nobody knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, no, you're very, very right, spot on with that. Okay, before we continue to dive in this game, I did a little bit of research after we talked about Seantober yesterday, where Sean Payton just slightly above a 500 coach in September, and then he is the best coach in the NFL in October. Since we're officially in October now, I wanted to dive in and look exactly where Sean is. And Henry, Sean's the best in NFL history when it comes to the month of October. When looking at coaches that have been in the NFL for a long time. So this is coaches with over 50 games played in October. So you got to be a coach for, over it.
Does it say how many there are?
No, I did not do that research.
10-year NFL head coach, you would think.
Exactly. Right. And throughout history, there's been a lot of them. But I mean, we are limiting the pool because, I mean, well, we'll get to one of those guys that we're limiting from. But Sean is 50-17 in the month of October.
That's pretty good.
I believe he's like 30-26 in September. So just over 500. 50-17. That's a 74 win percentage. If you round up, it's 75% win percentage in October. That is insane to go 3-1. That's averaging, a 12-4 season if October was played the entire football season. That is insane. That's better than Belichick, Landry, Bill Cowher, George Halas, Don Shula, every other coach that has played pretty much a decade.
Yep.
The unfortunate news is Nick Sirianni has something to say about that. Now, he has not coached for 10 years, so he doesn't get to be involved in this group here, and that's how we can say that Sean is the best in NFL history. Sirianni only a coach for, I think this is his 5th year with the Eagles right now, and he has a record in October of 13-4 which is a 76% win percentage. So 1% better than Sean. This is best going up against best in October right now.
Yeah. He's a little over 72% for his career, which,
Right.
So he is a riser in October, just not as significantly as Sean.
It's true.
Takes the jump.
You know what? I love that spin on it.
Yeah.
I love that spin. Sean takes
Now,
a
the
bigger
numbers-
jump in October.
Also, if you're just saying he's won more than 72% of his games, then you'd also say,
It's crazy.
but we don't need to worry about where he ranks next to Sean. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I really like that spin there, Henry.
Yeah.
Okay, let's dive into this game because, Henry, I think that there could be a big addition for the Broncos. We're going to look at the injury report after I give a shout out to our friends over at friends I love to wear, Mac Weldon. If you want to put on the most comfortable material to wear, whether it's for working out, whether it's for athleisure, whether it's for even dressing up, I think Mac Weldon fits all three of those slots. So meaning Mac Weldon can be used for absolutely anything. I love my Mac Weldon stuff. I have the most comfortable t-shirt. I love wearing it to nice things. I love wearing it as an undershirt. I even love wearing it to work out. It's stylish. And of course, it's got that cool Max technology, which is classic linen and combines nude linen line with that classic linen. And you can get Mac Weldon for 25% off your first order of $125 or more by using the code DNVR over at macweldon.com. That's MACKWELDON.com. Use that promo code DNVR to get breathable clothes that you can feel comfortable in all year long. I personally endorse Mac Weldon, and so if you get it, make sure to send us a picture and let us know that you love it, and use that code DNVR for 25%
Please send us a picture with the shirt on or the shirt on.
Well,
the,
of course,
on the bed.
yeah, it's clothing.
Yeah.
You're gonna have the shirt
I want to
on.
make double shirt, guys. Just,
Yes.
I want to make sure for everybody.
What about the underwear pictures? Well, Common Spirit. We love Common Spirit.
Send them to Henry.
Yeah, maybe not. At Common Spirit Health, they're more than just hospitals and clinics. They're a team of passionate and expert caregivers dedicated to your well-being, woven into the very fabric of your community. From preventative care to advanced surgical solutions, they have skilled physicians and a caring staff that's there for you, offering personalized treatment tailored to your unique needs. If you choose Common Spirit, you can expect a blend of cutting-edge technology with a commitment to human kindness at their 20 hospitals, 240 clinics, and care sites right here in Colorado. Whether it's a routine checkup, you're managing a chronic condition, or responding to an emergency, you can trust Common Spirit to deliver exceptional care close to home. Experience the difference compassion makes. Find a Common Spirit location near you. Discover a new standard of health and healing by visiting mountain.commonspirit.org. Common Spirit Health, official healthcare partner of the Denver Broncos.
And shout out to our presenting sponsor, Bet365. Use that code DNVR365 when you sign up. Deposit $10, place $5 bet, and boom, you can get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose.
I like the guy in the chat who said that I'm a joke because I don't know, because I said Eagle not good. Eagle is great.
Eagle is great.
Yeah. Yeah. We did
That's
get
when
good.
I realized
I
these
like-
people are bots,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I'm not
Eagle
doing
is
this.
great.
You think that's a bot? I think that's a real person.
All these people are bots to me. I don't know who they are.
What's funny is Yahir was like, I'm gonna protect Henry, but with this comment by
Yeah.
blocking the dude, and Henry immediately not only reads
liked
it, but then goes out of his way to
No,
read
those
it
are the
on
best
the
ones.
show.
The ones that say Eagle is great. We got a good comment from an Eagle fan yesterday. Gave us a whole breakdown of the team.
Like an actual good comment.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
I mean it was paragraph. Well, they weren't broken into paragraphs. It should have been paragraphs.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
impressive. A comment that I like was, I believe Bad Moon says the big addition the Broncos could get better not be Drew Sanders. Henry, it could be Drew Sanders. We'll see
someday.
if Drew Sanders is back on the field today, but that was not who I was talking about, Bad Moon. And let's break this down in our Common Spirit injury report, where we're going to look at where the Broncos injury report stands right now. So yesterday, the Broncos didn't practice. It's a weird thing where, because of the Monday Night Football, typically coaches give players the day off on Tuesday, and then they practice Wednesday, Thursday, Friday like normal. Well, Sean did a little different. Sean said, come into the building on Tuesday. We're going to treat it like a normal Monday where we look at film, don't practice. Then Wednesday is your day off. Then Thursday and Friday, we're going to have normal practices. I imagine the intensity is going to be up for today and tomorrow's practice. So yesterday was technically a estimated injury report, but they put it out. Nick Bonitto, full participant. He's dealing with a little wrist, but he's been dealing with that for a couple of weeks now and is still the best pass rusher in the NFL. Alex Singleton with that thumb, he was a full participant. Again, he's been dealing with that for a long time and still racking up tackles. Jonah Ellis was limited with ribs, so that's something we'll keep our eye on. But Henry, I'm not too worried about a limited. Marvin Mims popped up with, we knew about the hip injury that he suffered last week, but now he's got an ankle as well. But he was listed as limited, so not too concerned because he was technically practicing. But an ankle for a fast, speedy guy has me interested.
The hip also. Again, not that he was able to play through it.
Yeah, his best game.
The combination of the two of them, not my favorite.
Yeah, a hip and a rib.
Limited better than not practicing.
And Henry, the one that's just going to tear your heart apart. And I'm so sorry about this. Nate Adkins has a concussion. He's in the concussion protocol. You doing okay?
Broncos aren't. You get Nate Adkins back, and all of a sudden you have a great rushing offense. Top 5 in total yards, top 5 in efficiency, and now he doesn't know up from down, and the Broncos' running game is not going to go forward from backward.
Not that bad of a concussion.
Right.
So my guess, especially because it happened on a short week, is he will just simply be out for this Eagles game.
You would guess.
And I think running the ball is very important for most football games, but especially this one.
Yep.
And like you said, he's a big addition. You love him. Sean Payton absolutely loves him. And so that's going to be a big one. So we'll find out from Sean today. We'll be at practice to see if he's practicing, but we'll find out from Sean today how he plans on replacing him, because I am not counting on Nate Adkins this week. Hopefully he's back for the Jets game in London. There's one player that was not on that injury report that I think could be the biggest addition for the Broncos. Henry, Malcom Roach is eligible to come off the IR for this game. Of course, he suffered that grade 2 calf sprain literally in the first week of practice of the regular season. He was healthy all the way up till then, suffered that, and man, this would be a huge addition for the Broncos defense in general, but specifically for this week, going up against Saquon Barkley, going up against this Eagles offensive line, going up against a running quarterback in Jalen Hurts. We'll find out if Malcolm's going to be back this week. The Broncos won't announce it until Saturday officially. We'll see if he's back at practice today, but man, this would be such a good time to get the big boy back.
It would, and I wonder how they would do that. Because if you bring him back, then you need to find the roster spot, and I'm not sure which route you go there. You could, of course, just look at the defensive line. Jordan Jackson, I would imagine, is still in front of Inuazurike.
Well, I don't know. Jordan Jackson, wasn't he inactive on Monday night?
Was he? Oh, they gave Savion the chance.
Yeah.
So I guess that could be it. You would look at him. That just would be crazy, though, because he was such an important piece of your rotation last year. They chose Savion this week, though, for some reason. And outside of that, I mean, you look at Jaleel and say, are the Broncos happy with what they have? But it's still probably too early to say we're going to stay healthy throughout the year. You look at maybe a JL Skinner. You play him off the practice squad a couple times, but you'd have to be confident you're getting him through.
Yeah.
Probably isn't Chris Abrams-Drain. He's probably a step in front of those other guys. But yeah, I mean, if you want to bring Malcom Roach back, you got to figure out who you're going to move on from or try to get down that practice squad. The other note there is that Garrett Wallow, the linebacker, has used all of his elevations.
Yep.
So you'd imagine that just means that they start bringing up Lavelle Bailey, for example, or somebody else. But there might be a world in which they say we actually want to get 2 roster spots. That piece would kind of surprise me, though.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great point there. And I do think it'd probably be Jordan Jackson, just not trending in the right direction right now. And I thought Savion didn't play a ton, but he was impressive for his NFL debut to me. And obviously, you wouldn't be counting on him as much when you bring Malcom Roach back. And Henry, why I think this is also huge is the tush push. Malcom Roach getting another big-time body in there. One of the best run-stopping defensive linemen in the NFL. And unfortunately for Malcom Roach in his contract, pass defense is just valued way more. So those guys like Zach Allen, who can really get after the pass rusher, just get paid a ton more. Malcom Roach is literally one of the best run stoppers in the NFL. To get him back against Saquon would be huge, and especially against this tush push. And let's talk about the tush push and how the Broncos stop it. We talked to DJ Jones on Tuesday, and I thought he had fantastic insight on how to stop the tush push. I wanted to play the audio for you, but the Broncos record the audio, and we do it on Zoom, so it's hard for me to record. Like on my phone, it's just not the best audio. So I actually didn't this time. I typically do. The Broncos record it, send it to us, and I was like, oh, I'll just get this from the Broncos. Well, Malcolm said something, or DJ said something a little too juicy, so they went and took the juicy part out. So instead of playing you the audio because they took it out, I'm just gonna read it to you how DJ said it. So
Can you actually reenact it, not just?
Well, it was over Zoom, a Zoom phone call. So
Can you do the voice?
I'll try, unless Henry wants to take it.
No. This is all you.
Okay. So this was DJ talking about how you stop the tush push. He said, first and foremost, don't get into short yardage situations. That's with any team. And then, if it arises, man, just grab your nuts and try your best to stop it.
Yeah.
Thank you here.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's what it seems like. No team has found like a secret sauce to stopping this. They've converted over 90% of their tush pushes since they started doing it. And it doesn't seem like there's a formula to do it. One, you hope that the Eagles don't cheat, which they've been doing recently, just lining up completely illegally, having blatant false starts by the guards nearly like every other time they do it. So first, you hope that they don't cheat. If they do cheat, you hope the refs catch it. So far, the refs have not really caught it. And then it's just, man, do you have the big guys up front that can stop this really difficult play? And I think Malcom Roach, DJ Jones, Zach Allen, John Franklin Meyer, you get those guys, that might be the most difficult competition that this Eagles offensive line has had to go up against with this tush push.
Yeah, there's definitely a chance.
And of course, grabbing your nuts.
Exactly. And so I personally, I'm glad that he's fired up. I think that's something that you want to hear. The only thing I might have wanted to hear a little bit more is, we've got something drawn up. Like we've got an idea, and that might have gotten me a little bit more optimistic about the situation. But I'll take this as like a close second. At some point, the refs start calling these penalties. You think back to like Jawan Taylor going early, over and over and over again.
The Chiefs tackle.
Exactly. And I couldn't quickly figure out which game it was that they did that. But it was 2023 when it was just one night. They said, everybody's been talking about this. Everybody can see it. We're going to start calling it. That's going to happen to the Eagles.
I agree.
At some point this season, one of these ref crews is going to say, okay, he's moving. We saw it on the tape. Everybody's been talking about it. It's time just to call it. And all you can really do if you're the Broncos is hope that this is the week that they say we're calling this now.
And man, I know it's an 11 a.m. game, so it's not a primetime game, but you do have Jim Nantz and Tony Romo on the call. This game is going to be the biggest game on national television during that 11 a.m. slot. So maybe this is a time when the NFL says, okay, let's call this.
Where it's like in a perfect world, the refs say, okay, we're calling it, and you see penalty, penalty, penalty. Second best world is just Tony Romo up there saying, like, how are they doing that? Like, they're going early every time. It's similar to the DJ Jones thing, where it's like, perfect world, they say, yeah, we have a plan to stop it. Second best world is we're just going to grab our nuts and stop it.
I'd actually, I prefer he doesn't grab his nuts to stop it, because then that's one less hand in the ground, and that kind of hurts your leverage there.
I'm just glad he's excited.
Yeah, and boy, is he excited. And man, he's excited to have Malcom Roach back. This was something that he said about Malcom Roach when asked about it. He said, man, I'm going to be honest with you. I miss him. I do believe it will be a difference when he comes back. I ain't going to sit here and lie to you. We are missing him. And it's true. I mean, they call him, and he calls himself, Malcom Roach, the sixth man of the year on the defensive line. And he's actually the fourth man of the year on the defensive line. And honestly, in certain situations, he's like the second man on the defensive line.
Yeah, because played more than DJ last year.
Yeah, second man. on the defensive line. He gets that runner. He gets that vice president of the defensive line vote sometimes, and he is important. So we'll be monitoring that throughout the week. We won't officially know until Saturday if the Broncos bring him up. So stay tuned to DNVR Broncos on YouTube, or not on YouTube, on Twitter and Instagram, and we will have that for you. Okay, let's ask Baldy. Is grabbing your nuts and manning up the way to stop the Tush push? Because he knows the Eagles better than anyone. Let's talk to Baldy after I give a shout out to our friends over at Bet365, where if you're going to bet on tonight's game, we got the Rams going against a Purdy-less, receiver-less 49ers team.
Yeah.
Henry, the line is 8 over at Bet365. Who do you like?
Probably still the Rams.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
Like, they
about
just
this
have more
game.
talent. They have a quarterback. Their offense is clicking.
You know,
but at the
I
same
like
time,
Mac
it's the
Jones.
49ers.
I like Mac Jones.
Me too.
Give me the 49ers to cover that. And if you're going to be betting on this game, if you're going to be getting in on action over on college football Friday, Saturday, and then, of course, the Broncos on Sunday, you want to make sure to use the code DNVR365 over at Bet365. Deposit $10, place a $5 bet after using that code DNVR365, and boom, you're going to get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose, which then you can use on any of this stuff.
Right.
You get it instantly. So make sure to check out our friends over at Bet365. To college football, NFL, whatever you're going to do, Bet365 has it for you. Must be 21 and older, physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply.
And shout out to End Credit Union. If you're looking for somewhere to go with your money, I know there's a whole bunch of things going on with the banks in Colorado right now, getting bought out and all that. Might be a good time to check out End Credit Union. Always a good time, though. They're the official bank of the Denver Broncos, and that's why they set up their Broncos checking account. So you get all sorts of perks like interest on the money in your account, no surprise fees, but also a debit card that has Bo Nix on it, or 10% off food and gear on game days at Empower Field. Or for every 15 times you swipe it, you get the chance to win tickets to a Denver Broncos home game. So if you're in the market for a new bank, or even if you're not, you probably should be, because Ent Credit Union is the best. Go check out Ent Credit Union. Like I said, official bank of the Denver Broncos. If you're ready to bank like a Bronco, head over to ent.com/DNVR. That's ent.com/DNVR to learn more. Insured by NCUA, membership required, account requires associate, and Broncos debit card.
Henry, I can feel it. We've got a legend in our presence right now. Brian Baldinger is joining us. Baldy, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. Man. I'm getting ready for Thursday night football here in week 5, and so I feel like I'm right on schedule right now.
Yeah, we absolutely love it. And Baldy, I'm so excited to break down this Broncos-Eagles game with you, because I truly believe you know the Eagles better than anyone outside of Nick Sirianni. So looking forward to getting your advice on all of that. But I'd be remiss if we didn't look back to Monday Night Football, because you're also the best at breaking film down, and asking you how much more comfortable you feel about the Broncos with what you saw on tape, specifically with Bo Nix after that Monday night game.
Well, it was a masterful performance, honestly. I thought Sean was on his game. Bo Nix was on his game. You know, the fly sweep to Marvin Mims, you know, the touchdown to RJ. Like, all those things were just anticipation of what you're going to get, the predictable coverage that you're going to get, and then the play pulled out off that huge menu of Sean's to pull out the perfect play, and then just to execute like that, you know, in the red zone, in those moments, to finish, you know, in the end zone and not kick field goals. I just thought it was pretty masterful to get the runs, to get JK going like they did against, look, a defense that has improved. They're not great, but they have improved. And then to see the defense just almost pitch a shutout, it was an impressive performance.
Yeah, I need the weekly run game update. You know, the big thing for the Broncos now is they're going to the 6 offensive linemen so often, more than any other team in the NFL. Now, when they announced that Alex Palashevsky is eligible, the crowd goes crazy in Denver, which warms my heart. I'd imagine it warms your heart as well.
Well, I'm a Palashevsky fan. You know, when he
Yeah.
got a chance to play last year, I was a big fan of his. And so, like, why? If you want to run the ball, run the ball. Like, who cares if they think it's coming? I mean, Buffalo does the same thing with the 6 offensive linemen. It's really good for James Cook and what they do up there. Like, they don't have tight ends that can block the edge. If you don't have a guy that can block the edge, you're not going to have a strong side run game. So, I mean, doesn't mean you have to go to the strong side. You can certainly come back to the weak side. But, I mean, put them in the game and, play with 3 tackles. Like, I'm a big fan of doing all that kind of stuff. There's things that you can do to change it up so that they don't just sitting on top of it. Sean knows that. But, Zach Strief knows that. And I think it's great for a young kid like Palczewski to get on the field and feel like he's a part of it. You're almost developing a young player at the same time as you're getting the running game going. So I'm a big fan of using third tackles like that.
And it's fun that it's working so well. I think league average is 4.1 yards per carry. For the Broncos, it's 4.6. And it's not just like a couple big gains they're making that work. They're telling the defense that they're running the ball, and the defense isn't stopping them, which feels pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing better. That's a great feeling. Okay, here's 63 reports, and he's in, and everybody on defense knows it, and you can kind of let's get to our reduced front. Let's get in our run. Let's drop our safety down. Let's do all the things you do, and then you go attack it. And like I say all the time, like you could give me all the 8-man fronts you want. It doesn't guarantee anything. If a player blocked perfectly and properly. And so there's good blocking can defeat any front, when you're given that opportunity.
And Baldy, part of that run game is J.K. Dobbins. I think what we've seen from J.K., specifically this last week, becoming the first Bronco in 38 games to get to 100 rushing yards. I think if he stays healthy, which is always the biggest question mark with him, I think he has a chance to be special this year, and we're seeing it. 5.7 yards per carry, on pace for almost 1,400 yards from scrimmage, and I know it's early in the season. Am I overinflating how big J.K. Dobbins can be for this team and just how good he can be, or is he that special when he's healthy?
Man, he's from LaGrange, Texas. It's a one-stoplight town, like somewhere near San Antonio. I'm not exactly sure, but he was like that in high school. He was like that in Columbus. He was like that, when he had opportunities in Baltimore. Remember, he was a late signing. I don't remember where they signed him. They signed him late, and people thought, well, you just drafted this R.J. Harvey. You got McMillan. You got these guys, or McLaughlin. And you got these guys like, and at that time they had the kid Ostick, Stemi, whatever. I'm like, that's a crowded backfield. Except this guy's got great vision and feet. And the only thing that has ever held him back are just injuries. And so I don't know how long he can maintain this. If he can, it's going to be just it might be the difference between the division winning it and losing it. I'll be honest with you, because he gives them such a lift in that part of the field. And then, you saw RJ's feet and you see what he can do, given some opportunities. And so it's like, I feel like they've got a good 1-2 punch, keeping him healthy right now.
I absolutely love that, Baldy. All right, let's turn the page to Philadelphia. And the biggest question with the Eagles, for probably every team that faces them, is how the heck do you stop the tush push? DJ Jones earlier this week, I want to read you the quote that he said to stop the tush push. He said, first, don't get him in short yardage situation. And then if it arises, just grab your nuts and try our best to stop them. Is that the best way? Is just like trying to man up as much as you can to stop this? Or is there like a technical way to stop the tush push?
Well, it's basic physics. F equals MA, force equals mass times acceleration. You got to equal the mass. So you need bigger cows up front pushing just as hard the other way. All right. And at some point, the whistle's going to blow if there's a stalemate. And so, the Eagles practice this play a bunch. And if you watch the Eagles carefully, nobody is on the ground. Like, they keep their feet alive and they keep their feet in the ground. And they continue to push. And usually, almost always, the play goes left behind Stickerson and Mulata, because that's where their power is. And so you got to match power with power. And so diving over the top and leaving your feet isn't going to stop Jalen Hurts. It's a waste of time. So I don't agree with that. You got to go low. And you got to equal mass, their mass with your mass.
I'm curious to see what they do. So in theory, do you just put your linemen up there, bare front, get them all in there, and then have your linebackers also push? Could you try to match the level of push? Because then the other option is Alex Singleton has looked pretty good stopping QB sneaks this year by going over the top and just popping the quarterback. Is there one way that you would go? The everybody just pushes, or send somebody over the top and try to?
if Singleton goes over the top, I mean, Jalen Hurts is skilled at this play.
Yeah.
He's going underneath it. Like he's not going to go meet him. So he's never going over the top. He does deadlift 650 pounds. I mean, he's as strong as any lineman. So, I mean, I think you've got to go low, and you got to get you actually, instead of going straight, I think you actually have to go at an angle to get penetration into the gaps as much as you can. And he's going to find the softness. He's going to keep pushing, and he's going to get, Saquon or Goddard behind him to kind of, give him that extra push. But it does start up front. You got to stop, and you got to get off the takeoff. Has got to defeat the takeoff of Dickerson and Mulata. Like, you've got to be really, really sharp on the takeoff. If you're waiting for them to hit you, it's going to be too late.
Baldy, we've had some debates over this with Jalen Hurts, just how good of a quarterback he is. Some people on our show think he's fine. Some people don't think he's a top 10 quarterback. I think he's a top 5 quarterback. Well, how good is Jalen Hurts? Because he isn't just a traditional quarterback where you can just look at the passing stats to understand how good he is.
I mean, he's the ultimate leader. The ultimate leader. His dad was a coach, Channelview, Texas, out of Houston. He goes to Tuscaloosa. He starts day one for Nick Saban as an 18-year-old. He goes to Oklahoma, after he graduates, at Alabama, starts there, was in a Heisman Trophy running for the first, 3 weeks or first 9 weeks of the season. He's been to the playoffs every year since he took over in Philly. He's been to 2 Super Bowls. He's 20-1 as a starter over his last 21 starts. Like, there's nobody even compares to winning and losing like Jalen's won and lost. Nobody, including Mahomes. So the guy is not like last year at this time, the Eagles were 2-2, and he was 4 interceptions, 4 touchdowns. This year they're 4-0. He's thrown 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. He's put the ball on the ground 1 time. Like, he's taking care of the football. And if you're down 26-7 in the third quarter, like they were to the Rams, he'll go out and throw it with the best of them, like he did, and go win the game. So he's going to do whatever it takes to go win the game. And the statistics, any other statistic outside of wins and losses and turnover ratio are meaningless to him.
I want to jump back to the Broncos running game, or maybe just the Eagles run defense. You look at all the names that the Eagles have there with Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter and Zach Bond and say this is a really good run defense, or at least it should be, but then they're giving up 4.8 yards per carry, which is one of the very worst marks in the NFL. Is this what's going on there? Should the Broncos be scared of that group?
Well, I mean, okay, Jalen Carter didn't play week 1. We know about suspension. He's been playing with a bad shoulder, not making excuses, but he doesn't look like the same player right now. Jordan Davis has been their best defensive player. They lost 2 great starters that are playing really well in other teams, and Josh Sweat and Milton Williams. They lost Nolan Smith. He's out. And so, they're playing backups up there right now. And look, Jahad Campbell's going to be a great player. He's made a lot of big plays, but he is a rookie. So, but their pass defense has been excellent. So the ball's not really going over their head. I mean, you can throw Surtain at me all you want. No, I haven't seen a better corner than Quinyon Mitchell yet in this league. So this year. So they're really good in other areas. But up front, I mean, I saw the Rams run the ball really well against them, really well. Both Kyron Williams and Blake Corum. And I thought they ran the ball, I thought Bucky and, Rashad had some success last week, even though they were playing from behind most of the game.
So, Baldy, how do the Broncos pull off the upset here? Because throughout the week, I've been feeling kind of confident that the Broncos can pull it off. Listening to you, I'm like, damn, the Eagles are that team. How do the Broncos pull
Zach,
this off?
Listen, the Eagles, they could be 1-3 right now. If CeeDee Lamb could catch a ball, if Travis Kelce catches the ball at the goal line, it's not intercepted. I mean, they and if they don't block a kick at the end against the Rams twice, they lose that game. So, they're vulnerable, very vulnerable. And believe me, I was there 2 weeks ago against the Rams, and they went into the locker room at halftime down, 19-7, whatever it was, and they were getting booed off the field. They'll do the same thing. I mean, I think this is Denver's defense. They need their finest moment. They have everything it takes to really limit the Eagles. Everything. They got coverage. They got pass rush. They've got run defense. I'm sure Singleton's going to see his old team and goes, he wants some revenge. They've got everything it takes to defend this team. And so then it's, can Bo Nix and Sean, and can they put a game plan together, to sustain offense right now? But this should be a classic, one of the best games of the year so far this year.
Oh
this
my
week.
goodness. I am so ready to
know.
go, Baldy. No one's better at breaking it down than our guy, Brian Baldinger. I look forward to breaking this game down with you next week. And man, Baldy, it's always a pleasure.
Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you next week. Enjoy the game.
Yeah, thank you, Baldy. Just the absolute best.
Yes.
Oh, man. I really thought, man.
He's right.
Because I was like, okay, the question before I asked that, he was, Quinyon Mitchell.
Yeah.
Better than
He's been
Patrick this year, and he did make that very clear. I'm just like, oh my gosh, he's talking about how great their pass defense is. He was just talking about how good Jalen Hurts is. And then for him to have that reaction of like jumping at it, like, no, the Broncos can win this game. I think that speaks to, he pointed to the Eagles, but I think that really speaks to how he views the Broncos and how big of that bounce back it was against the Bengals on Monday night.
Yeah. Quinyon Mitchell targeted 27 times, 12 catches, 87 yards, no touchdowns, 52 passer rating against. Just for reference.
Can you pull up Pat's season numbers? Because
it'll take me a second.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, you know
I
what?
think
As you pull that up, I'll give a shout out to our friends over at, these are our most delicious friends. I love to eat these friends. Over at Taco Bell, where if you want delicious food, if you want convenient food, if you want food that you can find anywhere, if you want food that is delicious, you got to check out our friends over at Taco Bell. It seems like every single week they're bringing back either stuff from the past or unleashing new stuff, so you can always get new things over at Taco Bell. Right now, you got to try the new Cantina Chicken menu because you're going to be in for a treat. They got slow roasted and flavorful chicken. They've got premium ingredients like the white corn tortilla shells, freshly fried pico de gallo, which is prepared daily. The chicken Cantina quesadilla, where you get that slow roasted chicken put in there. And of course, you can get the Buffs box for $7. It's the best value for food that you're going to find. And Taco Bell is a proud sponsor of CU Athletics and gives $1,000 to the Golden Buff Scholarship Foundation for every touchdown CU scores this year. So the Buffs love Taco Bell. Make sure to check them out.
Also check out a Toyota. I will not be driving a Toyota down to practice today and sitting in I-25 for like 30 minutes on the way there and probably like an hour plus on the way back.
Yep.
The entire time I'm just going to be thinking, wow, I wish I had that Toyota. So many good options, whether you're looking at the Land Cruiser, the Tacoma. I was up in Montana. Driving a Tacoma around up there would be a good time. So much good stuff. Zero-emission vehicles, more low and zero-emission vehicles combined than any other automaker, actually. So whether you're trying to reduce your carbon footprint, save some money, they've got awesome options, including the Tundra iForce Max Hybrid truck. Whether you're trying to get off the road, whether you're trying to help out the environment, whether you just want a really good car that's going to last a really long time, Toyota is the spot for you. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores location near you. AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe and Centennial, Corwin Toyota, and Boulder Groove Toyota, and Littleton Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East, Aurora, Stevenson Toyota West, and Lakewood. Toyota, official automotive partner of the NFL, official vehicle of DNVR. Let's go places.
And I want to give a shout out to everyone that's tuning in with us. Toyota Chat popping, but not nearly enough likes. Hit us with a thumbs up. It's free, helps us a ton. Also, if you want to take that extra step, become a member of the Supporters Club. We appreciate it a lot. And become a member of our diehard community. Go to thednvr.com/intro, and you can choose that branded Bills intro, or you can just get in for $39. Yep. Really, really helps us out. And we believe that you're getting a fantastic return. In fact, I think someone in the company Slack yesterday said, like, we are losing money on this good of a deal. We just want to give people our coverage. And so you can check out Henry's article. We'll have articles coming out from Dove Valley today as well. And want to give a shout out to our presenting sponsor, Bet365. Use that code DNVR365 when you sign up. Place a $5 bet after depositing $10. You're going to get $200 in bonus bets. And I want to give a shout out to specifically someone in the Toyota chat, Royce, who says, never used to eat a Taco Bell, but every day I listen to this podcast. Zach subconsciously is in my head. LOL. Got the Lux box yesterday that I shared with my son. I love that, Royce. And I hope you really enjoyed it. Shout out to everyone that's in the Toyota chat, specifically those supporter club members, the great Dane, Michael, Bad Moon, seeing a lot of you in here. So we appreciate all of you. All right, Henry, were you able to find Pat Surtain's stats?
Yes. So Quinyon Mitchell, like I said, 27 targets this season.
Okay.
12 catches.
Okay.
So 44%. Giving up 87 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Pat,
What was the passer rating for him?
52.5.
50. Okay.
Pat has been targeted 17 times, so 10 times less. Has given up 11 catches, so that's compared to 12 for Quinyon, with 122 yards allowed, no touchdowns, no picks, 85.9 passer rating.
Okay.
Also, I mean, Pat called for 4 penalties, one more that was declined, 2 penalties, none declined on Quinyon.
Okay.
So the numbers do say pretty significant margin.
The numbers say it. Baldy says it. That's going to be an interesting matchup because, of course, both teams have the white cornerback from Iowa.
They do.
Young guys.
Yep.
Opposite of Pat and Quinyon. You got Riley Moss. You got Cooper DeJean. Those two absolutely love each other. So really, because they were teammates, hear. You wonder why. They were teammates at Iowa together. But those guys are going to be just as, we talked about how important Riley Moss was this past week going up against T. Higgins. Riley's going to be very important going up against Devontae Smith if Pat follows A.J. Brown around the field. And boy, I hope that A.J. Brown is leaving the field demanding a trade and just having another meltdown because he melted down after this past game. He went on Twitter and he was pissed after he only got 2 catches for 9 yards. Even in a win, they're 4-0, and A.J. Brown's falling apart. If the Eagles lose this game and A.J. Brown gets shut down for a second week in a row in a loss, he's going to melt down again. That's the number one thing that I want to see. I want to see A.J. Brown melting down because it probably means he had a bad game, which is going to hurt how good Jalen Hurts is through the passing game. And it might mean, it doesn't necessarily mean because he melted down after a win last week, but it might mean that the Eagles lost this game. So give me an A.J. Brown meltdown game this week. Of course, yesterday he came out and said like, oh no, I apologize to everyone, but what I said wasn't regarding this team. Okay.
Going back to Cooper DeJean, that's our nickel corner. And the reason they put him in the nickel is because he isn't quite fast and twitchy enough to defend receivers on the edge.
Why is that?
It could be for any reason, but there's one that people point to.
Do you know why you're here?
I'm a Riley Moss.
Riley Moss, smaller, faster, twitchier. I think there are going to be 2 probably primary matchups for DeJean in the slot. First is Evan Ingram, which is going to be a really fun battle.
Should be.
But the Broncos slot receiver so far this season, by a significant margin, more than anybody else, is Troy Franklin. I think Troy might be able to just outrun him.
Yeah,
and I think that could mean a big day for him.
Yeah.
He is faster and twitchier.
I like that.
He's
I
just
like that
built
a lot.
different.
Yeah.
He's narrow and linear athlete.
Yeah, I like that. And super, super fast, obviously.
Chat's really behaving themselves, which is nice.
Yeah, the chat is. And actually, Broncos too says, fill us in, boys. What did Benny say Jalen Hurts said about the locker room?
Forgot
because Benny
ask.
dropped that. Yeah,
Damn.
totally forgot to ask. You know? Oh, yeah, here doesn't know either. We'll have to find out from Benny, and then not tell you guys. I'm sorry. Maybe we'll have Benny tell you guys at some point, maybe after the game. Okay. What?
Watch along?
Maybe the watch along. Hey, maybe next week in London.
I had a dream last night.
On our show on Friday.
I had a dream that our watch along. Well, Harrison was on our watch along, but there was somebody else. He's a current NFL coach, and I don't know who he
Vic?
was. I can't.
Fangio? Hackett?
No, I can't remember for the life of me. I woke up this morning. I was like, wow, what a weird dream. And then I realized this morning. But maybe by the watch along, I'll remember who I dreamed was on the watch along with us. So
Yeah.
You guys should tune in because those stories are pretty cool, especially the
They
ones
are.
that Benny says. Like, they're a good
Okay.
time for sure.
Yep. So this entire Sunday, we're going to be live pretty much from sun up to sundown because Broncos play at 11 a.m. Make sure you tune in to the pregame show starting at 10:25 a.m.
No excuse this week. I get sometimes like those 2:00 games. Everybody's like, well, I'm watching the end of the games. First of all, just turn the sound on of us and watch. But for this one, there's nothing to do. Don't tell me that CBS's pregame show is better than ours. It's not.
And I believe the London, Ireland, Germany, there's a game somewhere over there featuring the Vikings.
So there is actually some football.
But that is from 7:30
7:30
until 10:30.
Right.
So that ends, just goes straight from that game to our pregame.
Right.
It starts right at 10:25, 10:30, and then continue with the watch along. 11 all throughout the game. Then the post game show. I'm going to be in Philadelphia. I'll be jumping on the post game show with the fellas after the Broncos win. Broncos going to win, Henry? Let's get into our picks.
I mean, I've had the Broncos winning this game since they announced the schedule.
Whew.
There has been nothing I have seen that could possibly change. I think, to me, looking at the Broncos, they are every bit as good as I had hoped coming into the season. Now, the record isn't what I'd hoped it would be, but that is the team that I expected, and if not even a touch above. Like, the run game really did come alive, which is something at wonder. Meanwhile, the Eagles, again, we got that really awesome comment yesterday from an Eagles fan, which was interesting because he really went in depth. One of the things he said was the Eagles are the worst 4-0 team in the history of the NFL. Now, that's a step too far, but they aren't, like Baldy said, they aren't perfect. They're just finding ways to squeak games out at the end. No, I'm not saying guaranteed win. Broncos.
I don't know. I think I heard that.
I'm just saying that I
too.
am absolutely picking them, and the Broncos don't win one-score games, so I'm going 27-17.
Boom. I love it. I was wondering how you were going to do the score because of the Broncos' struggles in one-score games, the Eagles' dominance one-score game. Every single one of their games this year has been a one-score game, and they've obviously won all of them. So that's how they win this game. It's just not a one-score game. And speaking of predictions, I want everyone tuning in right now and tuning in later. So if you're in the Twitter chat right now, drop your score prediction in this game. And I also need you to drop your score prediction below if you're tuning in later. You hear, let's scroll up just a tiny bit in the Twitter chat because we had our guy French757, Frenchie K757 say, y'all have the best pregame and postgame show by a mile with a lock. Love that. And some other love in there as well. Shout out to Daniel. Shout out to Noza. What?
Watch along also good. Just gonna throw that in there.
Watch along as well. And Broncos Tube actually wants me to guarantee this win because he says we need Zach to say it since he's undefeated saying it. That's what I'm talking about, Broncos too, because I feel like I'm getting too much heat for saying the guaranteed win things, but I am undefeated in the past almost 2 years. The Broncos are undefeated. When I say it's a guaranteed win, the Broncos win. And Ryan, I think, might be going the guaranteed win route because he's got the Broncos winning 24-23. Kind of not the opposite, but a different mindset than Henry. He thinks the Broncos break their streak of not being able to win close games, not being able to beat good teams. Man, he thinks they're going to do it by a point. Henry thinks they're going to do it by 10 points. And I can't go the guaranteed win route this time.
Okay.
Yeah, because...
don't let that streak die for this.
Actually, you should.
Yeah, exactly.
It would really prove that the guarantee works.
Yeah. But I'm not going to do that because I want it to mean something. I want the guarantee to mean something. And I'm happy the Broncos Tubes finally seeing those and showing that the guaranteed means something. But I mean, the Twitter chat was the people that pointed it out earlier when Baldy said that the Eagles are 20-1 in their past 21 games.
Yeah.
I can't get over that. They aren't a juggernaut. And Henry, you did a really good job this week explaining just how they are not a juggernaut. They're not running away with games. They're not going to go 17-0 and win by 10 points every single game. They are not that team. The Broncos will absolutely be in this game. But one team knows how to win, and one team is admitting that they still don't know how to win and get over that hump. So I go 24-23. The Eagles here. I think the Broncos have a good chance of winning this game. I'm just giving the slight edge to the team that knows how to get it done when it matters the most. So I hope I am wrong. I so hope I'm wrong. And one thing we need to do, maybe when Ryan's back on this show after this game, we need to figure out something like a little bet for a bet on this show that has to be like paid off the Monday after or the Tuesday after, where if you're wrong on the Broncos score or the prediction.
Score would be tough.
You got to do something. Maybe the Twitter chat can help us out. Right now, drop what we should be waging on these games. We'll start it the following week when the Broncos play. Wow. Here's a sign up for the military. That might be a little
extreme.
Yeah, that is about as extreme as it gets. Shout out to everyone in the military. Foster children. Oh my gosh. Anyone but you here can give us suggestions on how we're going to do this. And before we do that, Jose says pizza bet. Pizza bets are fun. Don't really ever get paid off. It's been years since a pizza bet was paid off. And also, I think it'd be something fun to do on the show.
Yeah.
Like to start off the show or sometime through a show.
50 push-ups.
we can't see push-ups on the show,
Oh, we could
really.
find a way.
I guess you get on the table and
You
do it,
move a
but the
camera
table's
for a
not.
second, then put the camera back.
Yeah, Rodney says coffee. I mean, that's not the
Yeah,
worst one.
yeah.
Shave your head. Royce is coming in with
Be a
that
little
one.
crazy every week.
Raiders hat and shirt if you lose live. See, now we're talking. A poop trophy for the week. Don't know what that is. Don't really
Yeah.
want to know what
Tough to
that
find
is.
one of those.
A giveaway for your London live show. Okay, see. Let's keep dropping these in.
I have to wear all white all week.
Oh,
That'd be strange. With black shoes.
and Ryan
Oh.
would have to wear all white, or
No.
Ryan wears red.
No. But the thing is, like, everybody, and like
okay.
Zach has to wear jeans, like, for the week. And, like, everybody has like a
Oh.
clothing item that they're not.
we're
getting
clicking.
closer.
We're getting closer. We'll finalize
A
it
hot
next
dog
week.
costume.
Next week we're in London. A hot dog costume.
Right.
That's a good one. Next week we're in London. I feel like our juices will be flowing. The chat's
Right.
juices will be flowing in London. So drop those in the comments below. Maybe along the watch along. You can also ask Benny his ideas.
Yes.
And we'll get that in there
Making Benny
as
dress
well.
up would be fun.
Yeah, making Benny
Making
dress
one of
up,
you
that'd
guys
be
call
fun.
Todd during the game.
Donate $100 to the local charity. Todd will have his phone on the side. It'll just immediately go to voicemail.
Right.
$100. That's expensive, man. Okay, so keep these rolling in on today's show on the watch along, and we will finalize it next week because that sounds fun.
And if you're going to London, make sure that you buy a ticket because we're going to be out there Friday night for that live show.
Yep, absolutely. We will love
We still
to
have a lot of
see
picks
you
to go
there.
through. This isn't the end of the show, is
Yeah,
it?
this is not the end of the show. I was just giving
I saw
shout outs
that
to everyone,
time.
having some fun here. So let's actually get the rest of this show in overtime. Go to thednvr.com to finish the show there, and make sure to hit us with a thumbs up as we continue the conversation online in overtime over at thednvr.com. All right, Henry, let's get to our other picks this week. So we've given our
Figuring out the records, by the way. I'll give you guys a
still figuring out the records. I think I'm up.
You probably are, but I haven't.
Yeah, I am. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's get into these picks right now. We gave our Broncos-Eagles pick.
Yep.
Let's go to the Jags and Chiefs. No, let's save that one. Let's go to the Raiders and Colts game.
You're winning.
Oh, yeah, and the winner
Yeah.
starts. Something's weird about this game. Everything says
Yeah.
the Colts are going to win.
Which feels super wrong.
It does
I mean,
feel wrong.
not super wrong. To me, this is like a 50-50.
And I agree. That's exactly how I feel about this game. And I think when people look at it, they're just like, oh, Colts and move on. I don't think so. If Geno Smith doesn't turn the ball over and over and over and over and over, the Raiders will win. But will he turn the ball over?
It's tough to say.
The Colts are good, though. Give me the Colts.
Yeah, I've got to go Colts too. Because like sometimes you talk yourself into Ashton Genty because that's kind of getting figured out. A lot easier to say that Jonathan Taylor's going to run on that Raider defense.
Yep. I completely agree. And Ryan's also going with the Colts there. I don't like that at all. Man, I should flip, but I'll stick with it. Next game, we got the Commanders with Jaden Daniels back going against the Los Angeles Chargers, coming off a loss to the New York Giants. So I go again.
Yep.
Give me, I think the spread is 2.5 favoring the Chargers in Los Angeles. Ryan's going with the Commanders. Give me the Chargers. I think it's a heck of a game. This is another 50-50
Yeah.
game.
I'll take the Commanders.
Okay.
I think Jaden Daniels is back and he's good. And I think when
Very
push
true.
comes to shove, he just makes so many plays. This is going to be a great game, though.
Yep. I completely agree. Lots of great games in the AFC West this week. And then we round it out by the Chiefs taking on the Jags. The Jags with a better record than the Chiefs. The 3-1 Jags taking on the 2-2 Chiefs. Ryan's going with the Chiefs.
Uh-huh.
I'm going with the Chiefs as well. Unfortunately, I really did not like what I saw last week with the Chiefs taking on the Ravens. That scares the heck out of me. And I think they're back, unfortunately.
Yeah, I've got to go Chiefs. I like the Jags with the 3.5 points. I think the Jags could really surprise. Jags aren't playing well, but they're still winning.
Defense is good.
Right.
Yeah.
And so like either that's a sign that they're actually pretty good and they can figure things out, or it's a sign that I think they're going to be able to run on the Chiefs too. But you
wanna
still got to
flip?
pick Chiefs. You still got to go Chiefs.
Okay, so going Chiefs
Be
there. We're all
irresponsible not
going
to.
Chiefs. The only game that all of us agree on outside of the Colts one. This is going to be a fun weekend of football. What you hear? Okay.
He did.
Unfortunately.
I
Yep. With no guaranteed win here. No guaranteed win. So, okay, let's get to some super chats before we get out of here before the Broncos game. First super chat coming in from our friend Adam Toohey, who says, I'm sending this at the beginning of the show, so not sure if it was already covered, but my biggest worry for this game is Saquon. Considering the game Jonathan Taylor had against us, where do you guys stand?
Well, so what we know about Saquon is that he's super fast, and if he makes a play, it could be a touchdown. And that is always scary. At the same time, things are not going well for that run game. They're 16th in yards. Pretty mid, as the kids say, and I am starting to say as well. But they're at 3.5 yards per attempt, which is 29th in the NFL.
Yeah.
And so like they're really trying, can't figure it out. I think they're going to be just fine against Saquon. At the same time, you make one mistake, it could be a touchdown.
Totally. And Patrick, I totally understand why you're or not Patrick. Who left that one? It was our friend Adam. Thank you.
There we go.
I totally understand why you're afraid of that. Because Jonathan Taylor did go crazy.
Yeah.
How I will ease your concerns at 3.1 yards per carry, and I'm taking J.K. Dobbins over Saquon if I got my choice for this game.
Somebody in the chat said something about the wheel routes.
Huh.
How crazy would you have to be to say Saquon has more receiving yards than rushing yards?
You wouldn't have to be
I kind of think
crazy at all.
I think I might say that's likely.
I like that.
Yeah.
Man, if that's...
Hope it's not.
Yeah, I don't know which... Yeah. Boy, I don't know.
It's a weird one.
Patrick chimes in and says, need to see 49 Alex Singleton have the game of his life Sunday. Great job this season, boys. Love tuning in every day. I can guarantee you Alex Singleton will be up for this game. He's up for every game, but he's going to be more up for this game than you can even imagine. I think he's going to have a really good game. So, Patrick, I do think that's a big key, and I think he's going to be ready for it.
Yeah. You know, just on the watch along, Lexi was there. She was waving at Alex and giving him heart hands, and so I get to go have that talk with Alex today.
Wow. Lucas says, I'm listening to this podcast every morning when driving to work. Love from Denmark. Finally going to a Broncos game next week in London against the Jets. Let's go, Lucas. We want to make sure that we see you in London as well. And shout out for the Denmark dollars that I think he dropped.
Yes.
TZ Broncos says,
Could be.
what'd I say? Oh, yeah. I don't know. Danish dollars. Danish donuts.
Didn't we
Let's get
find
some
out
of
what they
those.
were like a week ago? Somebody said they were like the coots or something.
Yeah, because it is. Yeah, I think you guys are right. Has from this one from TZ Bronco, has Vance Joseph used a spy with the mobile quarterbacks? Does Jalen warrant one? Love the show, LFB.
I mean, I think you stick to your game plan and say we're sending 5 at the quarterback. We're paying attention to our rush lanes, and I think I don't think he can get out of that pocket. The Broncos are just rushing too well, and they can rush responsibly and still get to the quarterback.
Well, that's the thing. You got to rush responsibly, and with the get off that Nick and Jonathan have, the offensive line could push them back. So it is going to be interesting. It is going to be interesting. Angel says, or on Hell says, will same the Eagles and will beat the Eagles and surprise the NFL. Boy, this would be such a big moment for Bo, for this defense, for Sean, for this organization if they are. So hope you're right there. And Brady
Best win
Dreyer.
of Bo's career if it happens.
Oh, 100%. Brady Dreyer says, any info if Drew Sanders is close to returning?
We'll know soon. If we get out there at practice and he's out there, then that means they open the window and he could return as soon as this weekend, but I would be surprised.
Yeah, I would be surprised too. There might be good news on Nate Atkins. Stay tuned on that. Maybe bad news on Malcom Roach. We'll see. Make sure to stay tuned to both of our Twitter accounts and DNVR Broncos on Twitter as well. That's going to do it for us. We will see you on Sunday at 10:30 a.m. Make sure to be rocking and rolling with us all day. We appreciate you. Have a great weekend.
We all silly like the mayor.